Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in the historical park in Ayutthaya. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and it's one of the top things that you'd want to do here in Thailand. And we're right here next to Wat Chichiang, which is the old royal temple, and it was right next to the Grand Palace. And what we're going to take a look at is we're going to take a look at an old temple that's been restored. It's one of the most beautiful temples here in Ayutthaya. It's Phra Mongkhon Bophit, and it's right here next to the Chichiang, which is a pay site. This is a free temple and you could go in here and look at it. And it's right next to, there's like a little shopping area back here. You can get souvenirs. And then there's a couple other things that we'll look at really quick before we go in and we look at one of the largest Buddhas in Thailand. And anyway, so let's go see what we see today. This over here has quite a bit of shopping for souvenirs, has a little food court, stuff like that. And then there's several other little ruins that are over here. And the first thing we're going to look at is this one right here. This is an old water tank, I believe. And it's kind of interesting. There's no doors on it, but it has a tree growing right down the middle of it. We'll have to circle around. There's a fence right here, but we can get to it from the other side. You can see some of the stuff they're selling here. These are pretty cool. These are the little lotus blooms. So they actually, you eat this part of it right here. You crack that open and you eat that and you bite it in half and it tastes kind of like a pea. And then they have some of the amulets, some of the little souvenirs and stuff like that here. So right over there you can just see one of the prongs of Wat Chichiang. And it's 50 baht to get into that site. Or if you want to do all 6 of the major ruins here in Ayutthaya, it's 220 baht. And that ticket is good for, I believe, 30 days. Okay, so we got to circle around this building to go over there and see this water tank. Here you can buy some of the amulets, various things, some little snacks, water, places to sit over here. And this is the temple that we'll go in. It is just absolutely magnificent. But we'll look at this and then we're going to look at the predecessor to it before we go in there. So this over here is the ancient pond, and then they had the water storage right here. So as you can see, this is just a building, and it's got trees growing in the inside now, and they stuck some Buddha images out here around it, but the door is over there, but it's all blocked off, and you can see the tree roots that just kind of intertwined there. And it's you can't get inside of it, it's just sitting right over here. And you can see how the tree roots have intertwined in there. And then check this out. I think this was one time the door. It could be, I don't know what this is. The tree branches blasted right down through there and into the foundation. And then it's right next to this tank. I don't know when this is built. I would assume probably like 1700s or so. And you can see how that wall is bowed. A little bit of the plaster on the outside. And as you can see, this is the other wall over here. There's just no way into it. I don't know anything about it other than it's just right over here by the temple. And then this is the temple here. Now the Buddha image that is in here was originally over here at what they call Wihan Phra, and it's just probably about, I don't know, 70 meters or so down the way here. And we'll look at it before we go into this temple. Yeah, this is Wihan Phra, I think is how they say it. And this was the original temple where that Buddha image was housed. It was over here, and in the 1500s, I think, is when this was built. And I was reading about this temple here, that it was actually struck by lightning, and it was burned down under the reign of like King Chairacha or something like that. And anyway, this is what's left of it over here. It's just a couple little ruins sitting here. Yeah, they say this was built in 1538 in one of the Royal Chronicles. And the Buddha image was just sitting out here by itself. And then they moved it into where it's at now in 1612. And it was originally just plaster. And then they covered it in gold in 1992, I believe. But this is just all that's left. This is an old Ayutthaya style Wihan. And it's just ruins right now. There was the little platform over there, so the Buddha image would have been over here by this. And they turned this into kind of a crematorium area. This is where they would take care of all the dead bodies and stuff like that. And this is kind of a cool area. So you got elephant rides over here, and this is what Phra Ram, I think, is this one over here. And then we have the Wat Chichiang that's here. Okay, so we saw what's left of this little ruin. Now let's walk down the path and go into this temple. And this is one of my favorite temples to see here in Ayutthaya. I think the Buddha image is like 12.9 meters tall without the pedestal. And I think it's a Sukhothai style Buddha. And then it has a bunch of others around it. You can see the walls of Wat Chichiang. This used to be right next to the royal palace. And it has 3 cool chedis. And I think there's 3 Thai kings that are buried in there. And it's one of the must-see places here in Ayutthaya. And this is Wat Chichiang. Oh, this is fantastic. See, here's the ticket booth. It is 50 baht for a foreigner. Just for this one. If you buy the multi-site, it's 220 baht. This one goes back to King Utong in like the 1350s or so. Now that we've seen pretty much everything around here, let's go in and enjoy this temple right here. The styling on it is unbelievable. So you can see all the, like that little pieces of glass, the gold up there. Now this building here, I believe, was restored in like 1956 or something like that. After the fall of Ayutthaya, this building was burned, the roof was open, so the Buddha image in here was exposed to the weather. The head and the arm was broken off, and they restored it later on. This Buddha image has been moved a couple times, and it's not 12.9, it's 12.45 meters tall. Now it's free to come in here, so just take off your shoes, and then you can walk up and check this out. And check out the size of these columns that's supporting this front porch. They're octagonal, which is the Ayutthaya style. They have some little shrines here where the Thais can burn the incense and stick the gold leaf and pray and stuff like that. But this hall is just absolutely beautiful. They got the wire here to keep the pigeons out. You can see all those little pieces of glass that they put in there. Then they have these stone murals out here, which is pretty cool. Oh, it's under reconstruction in here. So we're not going to be able to see it in here. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I've been here before. Maybe I'll stick some images to where you can see what it looks like. So they're re-gilding it is what the sign says. They have little shrines and everything all around in here. And this is like a real treasure trove of old antiques and stuff like that. Little shrines all through here. And you can buy these pictures of what it looked like before they restored it. So you can see how big the image was, and it was just sticking out here. You can buy the amulets, and here's another one of the images. Yeah, so this is going to be wrapped all the way around. We're not going to be able to see it at all. And you can see the base. So they've stripped all that off, and they're redoing the whole thing. They got all this scaffolding built. And these are those little mythical birds that they stick up there on the gable ends, way, way up there at the top. So you can come over here and make a donation for the restoration of the temple. So they got some of these, it's like 124 years ago. So you can see there's actually somebody climbing up on the lap of the Buddha there. And then some of the people, the old dress. And then it was just opened in the front. And then this here is when King Rama V came. And there's just the Buddha image. And you can see all the walls here. So this year is 2567. So you see this right here is 100 years ago. This is 2467. And that's King Rama V. Looks like that one's been colorized. Kind of cool to see. And then just the size of this Buddha image here. And then this one here is taken during World War II from above. They had some reconnaissance planes that flew over Ayutthaya, some of the American reconnaissance planes. So we can't see here at all. I can hear a guy banging on it right there. He's mixing something up. Going to put some plaster or something like that on the Buddha image. And you can see an old colorized photo. There's Rama 4. And then when they were doing the restoration work, it looks like in the 50s. And then King Rama 9. So there's a bunch of pretty cool pictures and stuff like that. But here's some of the old relics. Check out this old Buddha image. And that one there looks like it's the Lopburi style to me. Kind of interesting. And a Sukhothai style. The round egg-shaped face. Another one, it's missing the top knot. Kind of cool. This one's another Sukhothai style. Yeah, it's a real disappointment we can't see that Buddha image. Now this temple it's an active temple, but there's no monks in residence here. They don't have any monk quarters, so they can come over here and do ceremonies, but there's no monks in residence. This is kind of a different looking face. Now they have some little data plates here, but they're all in Thai. I'm sure these were brought in from other places here in Ayutthaya, or they might have been found here on the site whenever they restored this. A lot of times they moved some of these images around. Some of the kings said, bring it over here, and they did. So he's doing the little prayer, and the people are here making some merit. Yeah, this will have to be something I come back and see another day. As you can see, we can't see anything here. Okay, let's go out here and we'll look one more time here at the outside of the building. So you can see a little bit of the outside here. Oh, this temple is fantastic. Just a little disappointed that the Buddha image is being re-gilded. But you can see it's right next to Wat Chi Chiang Sai. This is a nice view into that. And this is definitely one of the best ones you'll see. Now, I was told by a viewer you can go through here into the old Grand Palace. And that's something I was planning on doing today, but I decided to come over here and look at this. But it's going to rain. You can see it's clouding up. So it'll be raining on me on my way back to Bangkok, I'm sure. Looks like they're doing a little restoration work here also. Now this is one of the few temples that is actually handicap accessible. So you can use the wheelchairs to get up into here. And we can see the outside of this. This is the back side of it. There's those little mythical birds up there. That's the one that we saw inside. And then you see all the styling here. Oh, that's fantastic. And they're fixing these cracks. I can see what they're doing. They're putting more plaster in there and then they'll paint over the top of them. It's a never-ending job to upkeep all these. And then this is the back entrance. Yeah, you can't see that as well because I got that chicken wire up to keep the pigeons out. So you can see the side here. These are those colonnade windows, those faux windows. They're sometimes they'll be open. These here have the look of it, which is an early Ayutthaya styling. And the size of those columns is quite amazing. They're huge. But this is a big hall to support, you know, the roof over that tall Buddha that we can't see today. Now, over there, that's that water tank that we first saw. Well, that'll finish up a video over here at this Wat Phra Mongkhon Bophit. This is a really beautiful temple. The building itself is fantastic. I'm quite disappointed that we can't see the humongous Buddha image in here, but it gives me an excuse to come back over here another day when they're done putting the new gold leaf and stuff like that on it. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, smash the like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around. I got to meet a pretty nice American named Marcus. So Marcus, if you're watching this, it was cool talking to you. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around, and you're notified when I post a new video. And until next time, from over here in Ayutthaya, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.